Hey, good evening. Welcome to the March Parks and Rec regular meeting. I guess we'll call the meeting to order and have introduction. We'll start over here. Alexander Weil, Jennifer Boucher,
Nathan Powell, Brian Pappas.
and online, I believe we have another member. Okay. Is there any public comment, Kate?
Nobody else on here?
Nobody else on? Okay. With that,
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
Okay, great.
All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All right, those in favor?
Aye.
I circulated the February 2026 minutes before the meeting so everyone could review. If everyone's had a chance, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I have one tiny change.
Okay,
At the bottom of page 1, it says SJ VYCC hoping to create a Vermont Corps of Students. It should be Greenagers hoping to create a Vermont Corps of Students.
okay.
But that's small.
Good catch. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes with the change.
So moved.
All right, second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving right along into old business. So the first item is the Borat grant and the Pownell Town Forest. So the project status update. So I don't know if we talked about this last month, but moving ahead with the Act 250 permit, I think the professional engineer and the people who manage Act 250, I don't know what they're called or what agency they work for, I can't remember off the top of my head, have concluded that what was that permit called? Stormwater permit. Stormwater permit is not needed. So that was like the big holdup. So they've concluded that a stormwater permit is not needed. So at this point, they're wrapping up the application. And once they have all the information, it can take two different paths. It would be like a minor amendment or a major amendment. Depending on which one it is, will determine how much process is involved. I think it's a minor amendment, so hopefully it would go quick. Which just means like a comment period and
Quick-ish.
quick-ish.
Doesn't seem like anything's gone quick.
No. So that's good news because I think this week, a year ago, it's been a year since that permit was filed. So anyway, good on the happy side of it, making progress, right? And then along with the Pownell Town Forest topic, so we presented the final integrated management plan, and Tessa McGann, the county forester, presented the final timber management plan or forest management plan to the select board a couple of weeks ago, and it was signed off and adopted. So we're just waiting now. The land trust gave verbal approval, but now we just need to get all the administrative pieces in order and all the signatories so we can check that off the list, which is a great thing. Did you want to talk about I don't know if you talked about it last week, your visit to the forest with the Hopkins Forest?
I mean, there wasn't anything like super, sort of important in terms of like immediacy, but yeah, I had a walk with Elise Fleming, who's the manager of Hopkins Forest, just to talk about sort of possible collaborations in the future. And she had a couple of cool ideas of ways to get Williams College students involved. One of the big ones was that it's a great, because it's very close to Hopkins Forest, but on the other side of the mountain, it's a great sort of comparative property for doing like scientific studies. And maybe we could get some people in there to do some looking at the beech leaf disease, she had a few other ideas there. And then the Williams Outing Club does like a big loop of a hike every year with students. So we were talking about maybe trying to interface with them
Great.
and just sort of include part of the town forest in that hike. So, and the other cool thing I heard from her, which is only tangentially related, is that Williams College bought this Adams Bog, which is just north of Barber Ponds. And Elise is going to be managing that too. And she said she's hoping in the future to be able to develop like a little boardwalk where we could start sort of sending the public in to enjoy it. So nothing sort of in the present on that, but just kind of a cool future recreation opportunity there.
Adams Bog.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's kind of I think the way to get to it is probably Funny Farm Road off of Maple Grove. It's kind of in between Barber Pond and the South Stream Wildlife Management.
Okay. Interesting.
She did say that she happened to be at our office, actually, I think like maybe the day after.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with you. And she said that temporarily it might be closed off more than it has been because they're now trying to figure out what needs to be done to the property.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Good. The next topic is the Greenagers Trail work from April 20th to the 24th. So we presented the proposal from Greenagers to the select board to do the work during school vacation week. And so the select board did approve that. And Seth, I think you were included in all these communications because I sent it out to Parks and Rec. And so it's a crew of 6 youth, I think ages 15 to 18, and 2 crew leaders for the week. And Seth, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the scope of work, but I asked Nate.
I haven't. I didn't get that, and I know because I know that there was communication with Ilya regarding like an MOU and a COI. And
Oh, yes.
I wasn't in that loop either.
Okay. I'll send
Elia's
that.
planning on joining us, I think via Zoom in a few minutes. I told him we would probably take care of some other business first.
I think I see them
Oh,
online.
yep, there he is.
There.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, sorry, yeah, I just logged on. Sorry, a few minutes early.
No worries.
That's okay. We're on this topic.
Perfect
So
timing.
Perfect timing, yep.
Oh, great. For some reason my video isn't showing, but I guess that's not terribly important.
no, it's not.
Okay. Great. Well, hi everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Aaliyah Dunlead. I'm the Conservation Director, Deputy Director at Greenagers, and we're thrilled to be running this crew over April vacation. By way of updates, I've been corresponding a little bit with some folks on the committee, but some very new updates. We've had, I think, 10 applicants at this point from Mount Anthony High School apply for the crew. We're starting interviews over the next couple of days. We will likely have the crew hired up at some point next week or at the latest the week after. I'm going to be visiting the school on the 30th to meet with that crew that we hire up, just to orient them and make sure that they can get on board and all of that jazz. While I'm up there on the 30th, I was hoping you'd grant me permission to go and check out the work site again, just so that I could flag it and kind of bring up a couple of my staff to show them the project as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let me know, when the time gets closer, kind of what time you're planning on going up there, and we'll try and have someone meet you up there just to kind of take a walk through with you.
Sounds good. Yeah. I'm meeting with the students at the high school at 9 o'clock. I don't know how they're arranging for that with, considering everybody's schedules, but that's what they tell me.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't imagine more than an hour or something like that. So probably mid-morning or so, 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'd probably be at the trailhead.
Great.
So Ilya, is that Mount Anthony High School or is it Southwest Vermont Tech that has the forestry program?
So I'm not familiar, Frank, this is new territory for myself
Okay.
and Greenacres. So this is a situation where I would probably lean into your knowledge of the landscape there when it comes to high schools, programs, and whatnot. I've done exclusively outreach to Mount Anthony High School, so would love contacts at any other school that you think I should be recruiting from.
Okay, yeah, there is a forestry program, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there communication with the forestry teacher from the high school as part of one of the chains? And it's partnered with Mount Anthony, so I would believe that
Oh,
there would have been communication between I mean, they're part of the same school. I mean, they're somewhat separate.
oh,
I
okay.
can confirm that there was a solicitation that the guidance department sent out looking for employees
Okay.
because my daughter's, at the school, and I saw that from the guidance department. So that's great that you've got 10.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if we weren't sure, that we reached out to those youth, we wanted to be sure that we included the forestry program. And I do remember seeing a correspondence with Eric Bishop, who is the forestry instructor. So we can circle back after the meeting through email and just make sure that we've included the students at the forestry program, just to double check.
Yeah, that would be terrific. I'd say that most situations I actually go up to these schools and table at lunch or go to classrooms or something like that. But for some reason, they just wanted to send out this solicitation digitally rather than have me up there in person until the 30th. But if I oftentimes find that the leverage point for getting into schools is just a engaged, energized teacher or two. So if you can help me open that door and just get my foot in it, I oftentimes find a lot of success actually getting physically face to face with a lot of students that way.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be sure to do that. Great. So Ilya, I'm just having Nate and Seth take a look at the scope of work. It looks appropriate from my knowledge, but Nate was out of town and Seth was not on the email chain. So once, they review that scope of work, and will be, administratively we'll complete the contract.
So I got a chance to look at it and everything looks
okay.
good. I did want to ask you, Elia, I'm not sure how many good sort of rocks we'll be able to find in that area that would be suitable for sort of doing stairs and other such things. So I wanted to just throw out the idea of, we have money that we could buy some materials from the local lumber yard. So for, building stairs, if like having some 4x4s would be helpful or anything like that, we can kind of arrange to bring some materials up for you.
Okay. I could certainly foresee a situation where we did some crib steps, preferably with locust. I know locust is hard to come by, and I'm not sure if the lumberyard you're referring to deals in it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, the stone piece I threw in there because I didn't see much when I was out on site, but with a decent skyline grip hoist system, we can move it from a place where it's more abundant to the work site. And I just wanted to include the fact that we'll look into that probably on the 30th, if not before then, in preparation for this work.
Great, that sounds good. Yeah, let's touch base on the 30th, and then if we want to order stuff, we'll have plenty of time to do that before the work starts.
Sounds good.
Great.
Anyone else have any other questions about this, or we're good?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ilya.
Me too. Thank you all. Any other questions before I say goodbye?
Nope.
Oops.
We're good.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. Stay in touch.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, the next item is the Stewart's holiday match. Did you get in?
I haven't got an email yet.
Okay.
I think last year it was towards the end of March that we
Okay.
heard from them. So yeah, I did manage to sort of get caught up on my emails. I didn't see anything from them yet, but that doesn't mean we didn't get it.
No, I know it's in March
Yeah.
at some point. So I didn't see a check in the mailbox. So
Yeah, sometimes the check arrives before you
put it in
email.
email it. So okay, great. So we'll wait to hear on that. Recreational signage update.
Yeah, a couple just little things. I've now sort of reached out to all of the stakeholders who sort of manage all of the trails that we're hoping to kind of connect to, and we're generally all on the same page. There was some concern about pointing people to the Dome Trail from Old Military Road where there's a connector, because that's not a trail that they maintain. And they said they weren't even sure about sort of the ownership of that road.
Okay,
So we'll scratch that off the list for the time being.
okay,
And the other thing that I'm gonna follow up with Joel. I sent him an email before I left town. I just wanted to check about the areas that I wanted to designate some parking and make sure that wasn't gonna cause any headaches for the road crew.
okay.
But I haven't heard back from him yet. So yeah, I think those are kind of the last two things, and then I will pick the exact spots and sort of measure the distances between them so that we can put those on the signs, because I figured that might be helpful. And then we're good to start churning them out, I guess.
Great. Okay. Route 346 field update. So the update is there is no update. We did put or advertise signups for baseball out on the sign on Route 7. And I think the last date is this week. So I know baseball season will be coming soon, so we'll get with them in the next couple of weeks, probably, to talk about next steps with the field. And hopefully the stewards match what to do with that. So I think opening day is May 9th for baseball, just to give you an idea of the time frame we're talking about. All right, next up is Alexandra and the Tour de Pownal.
We met with Scott, I think his name is Scott Legacy, maybe, at the sheriff's office.
Okay.
He came to the library and to discuss this conundrum of crossing Route 7, and I made a plea to please let us do that. And so right now it looks like 95% they've agreed to it. And it won't be, we'll cross the Route 7 right at the beginning and just go down Burrington Road and cross again. So they, I sold it to him as in most of the bikers would pass all at once, as opposed to, sort of random bikers in the morning.
Okay, so they'll do Burrington Road from this side over to the
From
other.
this side, they'll start.
Bill School Road and down into town.
Right, and I pointed out that, going down Burrington Road is gonna take them all of 5 minutes, so 5 minutes later, they'll be down at the bottom. And there's a thought that there might be, we might have some signs to say slow down and whatever. So that was good.
Nice job.
Yeah, I felt like that was important. And then we wanted to, we were wondering if Parks and Rec could provide some funds to buy snacks. Bananas, apparently.
That's it.
I don't know. Bananas were mentioned as a good snack for this bike ride. Yeah, so that was really it.
Do they want us to buy the snack, or do they want the funds to purchase the snack?
We hadn't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
Maybe as we get closer,
Yeah.
I can present, but just sort of wanted to feel you out to see what you thought of it.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
maybe they can kind of, if that group can, and I'll try and come to the next meeting, but yeah, we can kind of come up with a list of sort of what we're looking to do and get
Yeah.
an idea of how much it'll cost and then.
Rough estimate, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
sounds good. All right, Horwa Trail cleanup date.
So I have on my list for this week to
Yeah.
reach back out to, oh my God, I'm forgetting, is it Ariana? Yeah, Ariana. We were planning on sometime this month taking like a walk along the river and just sort of having a little talk about it. So I will follow up with her.
Great. Okay, Green Up Day is Saturday, May 2nd. I think we talked about having like something for volunteers after that, but I don't remember.
You mentioned it.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
There's sort of a separate group that's working on sort of pulling together some volunteers to do a couple of sort of targeted cleanups in the community of people who, for one reason or another, aren't able to do it on their own, and they are going to be meeting before and after down at the public library.
Okay,
So we could potentially kind of piggyback on that and use the library as our sort of base of operations for handing out some snacks and stuff at the end of the day.
okay.
So Friends of Pownell, other hat.
Right.
Was approached to fund those snacks.
Oh, cool.
So we're donating some money. So we're not involved with actually purchasing the snacks there.
Right, okay. So, I mean, maybe like, I don't know if that would be enough to sort of, I don't know how many people will show up. We could kick in a little something extra if we wanted to, or sort of see how things shake out. I don't know.
See how things shake out. I think we talked about cooking on the grill.
Oh, that'd be
Is
cool.
what
That'd be great.
I think we
Can
talked
I
about.
ask
That
a
would be
question?
cute. Sure.
Who's the organizer, and is there a like an agenda or a schedule of parks to be, cleaned up?
Well, so the person who's organizing this sort of separate thing is David Fowle. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be sort of some specific properties, not necessarily parks, like probably some sort of homeowners that are, like elderly or disabled, people who sort of have some junk and don't really have a good way to get rid of it. So the basic plan is to meet up at, I think, like, 9:30 or something at the library, go out and do an hour and a half of trash picking, and then just meet back at the library, at which point we were planning on just providing like, coffee and donuts or something like that for people.
Is there separate efforts by the community outside of that?
Yeah.
Yes, though those aren't like, I don't think those are really organized by anyone in particular.
I think Dave Lowe is pretty, the cleanup.
I think in the past, he's been kind of vaguely involved. He came to this meeting with
Okay.
David the other day. Yeah, I mean, I think basically the way it works is, they hand out trash bags at the dump and at, it sounds like probably the library, and people just sort of as individuals go pick up bags and then go out and pick up trash wherever they see fit.
Yeah,
What her name was, I can't remember her name.
if we could tap into that communication around that, as far as where to get the bags and all that, and maybe we could tap into that communication to offer up a hot dog or something.
Mhm.
I remember also, I now have access to Front Porch Forum.
Mhm.
We can put it out ourselves.
That's great.
I wonder if it's worth splitting up the parks and saying, hey, each one of us take a park, and if you can, try and go spend an hour or two cleaning up. I'd be happy to, do what I got right here, the Riverfront Trail and the Route 346 field.
Well, the trail is gonna be in conjunction with Hurawa, whenever that takes place.
I thought the trail was gonna be, the Riverwalk was gonna be in Pommel Center by the library.
No, I don't, I think where they wanted to do the cleanup was along like the Hoosick Bend Trail, right?
The Hurawa, one,
Yeah.
who's it
So
back?
yeah, it's kind of three different things. I think the Green Up Day, like the official Green Up Day thing, is really geared towards like picking up roadside trash. It's kind of like beautification of what people see from the roads. It doesn't mean that we can't go pick up stuff in the parks, but I think typically like most people are focusing on like Ladd Road, Niles School Road, Jackson Cross. Like there's a couple of places where there's like pretty consistently illegal dumping going on. So yeah, it may like we may want to consider kind of doing, picking a time this spring where we could go work together and do some cleanup or bring some volunteers in, but we don't necessarily need to piggyback that on top of Green Up Day specifically.
It was Megan Randall, I'm thinking of. I thought she was an organizer of that, or maybe at one time, like Dave Lowe, she was.
Yeah, I think so I talked with Megan about this too, and yeah, it sounds like in the past, both Megan and Dave, there was another group called like Pownell Pride or something that was sort of involved. So I mean, I think one way we could help is by doing some advertising for it, right? Putting up some posters and just, front porch forum, sort of letting people know like how they can get bags and trying to sort of round up some volunteers.
Okay. All right. We still have time because
Yeah.
it's May 2nd. So between now and next meeting, we can chat a little bit and see how we can support that. Okay. Celebrate Pownell Day is Saturday, July 25th. It is going to be a lengthier time frame this year. It's from 11 to 5, but they want to shorten the picnic time from 12 to 2. So we can decide what we want to offer for the picnic. They're just planning to have food vendors after that time.
Cool.
And they have some different things this year. There's like some live entertainment with bands, some dancing. So just changing the event up a little bit. And of course, the usual community groups, vendors, inflatables, sprinkle, or what is it called? The slippy slide, like all fun stuff for kids, Nerf wars, like all that stuff is there, but just like a little different. So it'd be 11 to 5 this year. And the picnic would just be a shortened time frame, 12 to 2. Talk about that more as that approaches. Center Street Park Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so I have another follow-up email to write to Emily. She connected me with the folks that set up their Wi-Fi sort of transmitter system there. I was assuming that they've just kind of gone and bought something online, but it sounds like their system is a little bit more involved than that. So yeah, I'm hoping to talk with the sort of tech person behind that and figure out kind of how they did it and whether it would be suitable for over here.
All right, good. Moving on to new business. Sorry, Seth, I didn't realize you were calling in. I have a handout, which was just our budget that we worked on last fall, just to make sure our timing is good. So, Brian.
Hey, while you guys are handing out and taking it, I just had a question that I was thinking about when we were doing the ramp installation or shortly after when we were looking at it, there was a guy that was running an RC cars on the ramp, or a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen those people doing that again?
Well, the snow just melted.
I guess that's true. The snow has been a
this
impediment
week
to that.
Last Sunday, the surface was completely covered in snow and the ramps were. And just today, the snow is gone.
I did see last season, sort of after the specific day where we put the ramps in, there were probably at least 1 or 2 more times where I was over here working on the climbing wall or driving by and I saw people driving RC cars out there. So I assume they'll be back.
Yeah. So I wondered, I have a friend that does that and they're always looking, I mean, they do it on courses, like dirt courses, but it seems like, it might be an interesting thing. I wondered, which led me to think about, park usage forms and requests, which is often something that Parks and Rec commissions deal with. And I wondered if we had any kind of formalized process for that. And then, whether you guys would be amenable to me approaching them and saying, hey, if you wanted to organize a little afternoon race at the Pownell Skate Park, we could probably work that for this summer. Just to see it, put it feelers out there and see if that would be something that he would want to organize.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, I don't think we have like a formal process for sort of like requesting use of the park, but certainly we could, if they pick a time they want to do it, we could put up some signs and just sort of have someone go over and encourage bikers to find another spot to ride that day or whatever.
Yeah. Just put
All
up
right,
some flyers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
I haven't
great.
talked to him for a while, but maybe I'll look him up and see if he'd be interested.
Cool.
It's good. All right. So this was the budget that we talked about, I think either at our October or November meeting, and we just allocated the funds the remaining funds. The holiday event, I think I spent less than $300. I don't have the exact dollar amount because I forgot to look it up. But our general fund year ends June 30th. So one of the items on here was Clayton Park Recreation. So I don't know.
So yeah, there was we had allocated some money for a sign. Leonard had been thinking about doing some kind of like sign art design competition, but I think that got shot down by the town because they want to have sort of consistent
Yeah.
signage.
Yeah.
So I can mention that to him, and yeah, we can definitely like by June have, you know,
Okay.
have a design ready to go and spend that money.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. We just had Center Street Park maintenance and improvements, recreational signage. And then I just wanted to bring your attention to the Parks and Rec Other Fund, which is at the bottom here, which includes the 2026 contributions. I think I mentioned before, like Brian's volunteer hours and mine on that. So those funds do not expire. So they're up to just over $8,000. The 3450 or the 3632, whatever is remaining up above, that expires June 30th. So I just want to make sure that we're on track to spend our funds. And of course, we'll get a new budget July 1st from the general fund. But yeah, I just don't want to be rushing at the end of June like we've been in the past.
Yeah.
What?
We have a specific
Why
item.
not repurchase some? Excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna suggest pre-purchasing things for Celebrate Pownell Day, you know, in the end of June.
Yes, we have done that. We have done that in the past, and we have $400 on here for that purpose. I can't pre-purchase the perishable stuff.
Sure, sure.
But yeah, we've done everything we can outside of that in the current budget year. Yeah.
If there ends up being some leftovers, my sort of basic estimate for the recreational signage is going to be probably about $1,800 or somewhere in that ballpark. So it'll be easy to divide it into sections, but like if we needed to eat up a little bit of extra money, we could just do a few more signs and then finish it in the next fiscal year.
Okay. Now, does that include the monies we've already paid?
No,
Okay.
no.
So that's above and beyond.
Yeah, I'll have to double check on the pricing. I think the signs are like, it's like about $60 a sign.
Okay.
So yeah, depending on the exact number will be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Center Street Park maintenance improvements, do we have the plans for something between now and June?
So
Yeah.
we did a pretty good job of getting most of the stuff we needed last year. Off the top of my head, we had been talking about maybe getting a new basketball hoop. And the only other thing I can think of that we could use some more of is some cement patch. Cliff and I went out and did a little bit of sort of testing on sort of what systems would work last winter. So I'll go out and see how they held up. But we went through the bag of cement that I had, so I'll just buy a little bit more of that too. But I think that'll be, you know, well under that $700. So we could consider, you know, getting a couple new bikes or skateboards or something like that.
What about a portable pickleball net? Is there space there? You could set up a pickleball court, yeah.
I think the feedback from the neighbors was no pickleball.
The sound, yes.
Does that sound familiar or no? Am I
Yeah,
making that up?
I think that came from the Williams survey. They had talked with people about it, and yeah, there's just some concern about the noise.
Seven, I mean, noise is constant here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For better or worse, like I've played pickleball a bunch of times over at the like Pownell Elementary School tennis courts, which are very underutilized. Yeah, I wonder if the school would let us like stash a pickleball net over there or something like that, because we just use either the tennis net or
That's
just
not a bad idea. Because you can get 4 courts out of
think it is.
Two.
Really? Oh, cool. Sorry, Seth, go ahead, man.
Oh, I just say you can get 4 pickleball courts out of 2 tennis courts, so, you know.
Well,
You could-
clearly over there, nobody, you're not bothering anybody, I think,
Right.
right? There's nobody
No,
really.
there's no one, and it's enclosed.
Is that,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
Yeah. fast,
maybe it's
yeah.
better.
then, so you're not, I mean, you're chasing your tennis or pickleball, but not as much as you would be chasing it down here.
So yeah, that might be a good way to kind of, if we can't figure out how to spend that full 700, we could buy a net and leave it over there.
I do have one question. I'm not sure under what committee does the garden fall? I haven't heard anything from Margaret lately.
I have,
Oh, you have. Okay.
so that actually goes right into my next topic. As part of the Parks and Rec other funds, there are monies separately in that fund designated for the garden. Because Margaret has the same thing with her work. And anyway, the funds are specifically designated for the garden. So I was hoping that we could approve me spending those monies without coming to Parks and Rec for approval. So if someone would be willing to make a motion for that.
Sure, yeah, I'll make a motion to give Jen control over the garden budget to do as she sees fit with it without approval from the rest of the committee.
Great. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Thank you. Discussion, all in favor?
I
Thank you.
Aye.
I did hear from Margaret. She was planning on having an introductory meeting in March. And we talked about having specific nights designated evenings. So like either the first and third Tuesday of the month or something like that, so that it was a more, so people could just show up and
Right,
it's that,
put it on front porch form.
right?
Yeah.
Put on front porch forum. Yeah. Okay. I was also gonna mention on the budget, if we do the Wi-Fi upgrades, that would also come up there as well.
Yeah, I have like the ones that are sort of commercially available on Amazon are like, between $150 and $300. I don't know what the system at the library looks like and sort of whether these sort of cheaper ones would be able to sort of transmit far enough, but I'll hopefully have some more info on that by the next meeting.
Great. That'd be very useful.
Yeah.
One more question. Oh, sorry. I was just curious, the money that we might give to toward the panel, is that better given out of this budget as a check or something, or just wait
Either.
until October?
You can, I mean, it's fine to do it out of this general fund. If they would prefer a check, I think it's fine to do it out of this general fund. And if we run out of general fund monies, we have our other fund monies, which should be spent.
Okay, well, I'm just suggesting it since if we're
Yeah.
trying to find ways to.
Yeah,
spend it.
yeah. I don't want to be at the end of June, saying like, oh, we have these monies on the table.
Mhm.
What about allocating some money for the work crew at the end of the week? Maybe, get them food from somewhere, at the end of the week,
Oh,
couple
yeah.
$100,
Sure.
soda, food. And
Exactly.
I wondered too, I mean, if there's sufficient money, I mean, the Green Up Day, maybe there's some money for the people that are volunteering to clean up the town and have spend a little bit more on whatever you were gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, we can see, I think the idea was like, bring people to Center Street Park, kind of like show them the park and that it's here. It was kind of like a draw to that. So the idea was to have food to do that. But yeah, sure, we could see. I can talk to a couple of people before next meeting and come back with an idea for that. I mean, food always gets people, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have coffee and donuts.
We've approved $500 at Friends of Pownell. That's what was requested.
Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds like it may make sense to sort of get this other group just to consolidate with sort of the main group so that we can just kind of feed everyone in the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Sounds good. I just need to make a note of that.
And I mean, we could probably appropriate the money in April or May for the tour to Pownell, right? And spend that
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like we got some good options if we find ourselves in a pinch.
Okay, well, it's kind of like the winter is kind of like a lull, and then, it's days like this where you go like, oh, summer is gonna come eventually, spring will be here, so. The last item on our agenda is there is a Concom art fundraiser. Do you want to give a commercial about it, or do you know much about it?
I'll say what I know and you can probably help here. Yeah, so this is a Leonard Cote project. And he's done an amazing job soliciting art from kind of our community and sort of surrounding communities. And so where's it gonna be? It's gonna be at the Faith Church, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be at church.
So it's gonna be at the Faith Church. Yeah, it'd be great. Like we could, put an ad up on Front Porch Forum. Concom will put some posters up around town. I'm sure Leonard's all over that.
He's from locally and he keeps reposting online as well, so.
It's got a beautiful flyer.
Yeah, really nice flyer.
We had a big poster made for the church, like to put on it. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Bring it to me, so you'll see it.
Send it to you if you wanna.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, you got
It's
it.
on the homepage.
No,
No,
that's a different one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, one of us, if you send her the updated one.
Yeah, I can send you the other. Is that, that's just got a,
Different wording.
Oh, different wording.
yeah.
But it is that event.
It is the same event.
Okay, yeah, send them.
So yeah, it's a silent auction. And there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff there. So tell your friends.
And all the money raised will go towards buying bat houses for the town.
Right.
For anyone who's willing to participate in putting one up.
Great.
I'm sorry, did you say bat houses?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's buying bat houses. Okay, great, awesome. I love.
Well, so he could explain it so much better, Seth, but there's something called white nose disease that's really putting the bat population in
Oh, yeah,
jeopardy.
I'm familiar with white nose
So
disease as well.
this ideally will help that in a great way, so.
And I assume we'll also be sort of looking for people who are interested in installing those bat houses at the silent auction.
It's a great time to recruit volunteers.
And that's at the April 11th.
Saturday, April 11th, from 4 to 6. Yeah. Okay. With that, our next meeting would be Tuesday, April 14th, 6:00. And I will ask Kate if there is any public comment.
There's no one online.
With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Seth, for joining.
Yeah, I sent you guys the late email saying I wasn't feeling great, so I didn't want to expose anybody to
Yeah,
germs.
no problem.
Thanks for better, man.
All right.
Any Kip.